Hello friends, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox, and today I'm here to share this Calls for Confetti's Alice's Story, Autumn Memories. I love fall-themed products, and this one has stencils, it has stamps, it has dies that you can purchase. So again, here is the set. Look at this. And I love the sentiments. I love the written sentiments that you can use. Here is the stencils, the layering stencils. And you can see that, again, you've got lots of different areas to color, and the stencils will help you do that. So I always like to emboss my images when I am doing stenciling, watercoloring, etc. So again, that's kind of how I started. Don't worry that it's crooked on the page, because I'm going to use the die cut to cut out the image later. So again, I'm just adding clear embossing powder. I always stamp with black pigment ink. So now I've got it lined up on my Autum stamp wheel. Again, it's got a nice gridded sticky pad that will hold the stencils and the card in place. So again, I'm going to go ahead and start with the pumpkins, and you can see there to the right I've got two like flat blending tools. And again, I use that because I was able to get to the corner of the images, and I wanted one pumpkin orange and I wanted the other one gray. So again, here I am just kind of working, and I'm using distress ink. I used two different shades. I used dried marigold and carved pumpkin. So again, I'll show you how you can get additional shading, which we're going to do here. You pull a darker color in, and then you go ahead and move it in from the edges, and that way you can achieve some texture and some shading on your images. So again, just checking it. Now we're going to move on, and I'm going to pull out hickory smoke. So again, that's kind of a gray distress ink. Again, I'm a distress ink fan. I use them all the time. So again, here I am just coloring in that gray pumpkin. Just kind of working it in from the corners. And again, being careful not to overlap the orange. You also could just color both of them orange if you wanted to. So now we'll move ahead to the stems. And I'm using peeled paint. Just thought that was a really good color for the stems and all the leaves. So you'll see me move on to the leaf section next. We'll go ahead and do the stems while I'm here. And that's all on the first stencil. So we'll go ahead and pull the second stencil out. And you can see it's marked leaves, so it's very easy to figure out which part of the stencil you're going to use, and you just kind of rotate it until it matches up with your embossed images. So again, Seedless Preserves is a great color for those poppies. So again, using a smaller blending tool, just to be sure that I can stay within the area. And again, I try to tap off to get some of the ink off before I move on. And you can see here that I've added a little bit of deeper color at the bottom, again for shading. So now we'll move on to mustard seed for the little yellow poppy things over at the left-hand side. So then I pulled out my Salvage Patina, one of my favorite colors, and I wanted to do that little berry at the top. And you can see there that I put a strip of cardstock there, and that is because I am a messy ink blender, and I would have been off on the white background if I hadn't done that. So now I've moved back to the first stencil, and there's actually some details that you can put on the pumpkins, which kind of add some deeper colors, just adds a little bit more interest. So again, I went back to the original colors and added additional ink. That's the cool thing about ink blending, is that you can deepen colors by adding more ink on top. So here's my finished piece here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and die cut it out. And I ended up layering 2 more layers of the die cut on the image. So here is my background, and you can see that I've already stamped the thankful, grateful, blessed. Again, some of my favorite words Those are black embossed, and again, I used the die cut to be sure that I had my sentiments in the opening. So now again, I'm just using my white glue, and again, remember I've got 3 layers on this one. I love to add additional layers on there. So again, we'll kind of get that on there, and you can see I kind of dropped it there, so I had to pull my paper towel out and get rid of the additional glue there. But I really love the way this one turned out. So then, of course, it needed a little bit of interest, bling, whatever you want to call it. So I pulled out my black matte, sequins from This Calls for Confetti. And again, I'm going to put several of them on here and kind of work it throughout the entire image, just so that, it adds that extra bit of interest. I really love this stamp die and stencil. I just really this one really called to me when I saw it, so I was really excited to be able to use it. So again, this is Terry with Terry's Mailbox. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Blogger. Would love to have you come and follow me. Have a super day.